Hey, what's up? So it's have been a while since I did anything on this channel. It's have been a rough month, but let me check that everything is fine. Okay, so in this RxDB WebSocket, like a simple tutorial, or we are just going through the basics in this database, which I think is really interesting. We left over in this function that we just created a connection with the database. They are creating this database here. To be honest, I don't understand completely why sometimes it does this 2 times, but I'm pretty sure it's a good idea that you don't delete it. Maybe from the naming, this is the this may be the database, and this is each collection. So like I said, I think in the previous videos, just put these in a place that the developer won't see them, like all the database do. Okay, all the databases do. And we actually did this WebSocket thing, which I think really nice. So at the end we might just put I think I explained this, but if every collection you can subscribe to the events that happens on that collection, for example the create and update and delete, we might actually start emitting everything that happened to the schema we create, which is this user schema. So whenever a user registered, maybe you will notify or send an event to all the admins that are connected at this point, maybe stuff like that. This is not about WebSockets, it's about RxDB, but this is what you can do. You can just start sending real-time data of the events that happen in the database, which might be really useful for real-time dashboards, maybe for game scores, or for any user that wants or needs data in real time. Anyway, let's just return to the point that we left these videos at. We should create now a simple CRUD, or at least to show you how we can create some data or insert it. I'm not sure how many videos I will continue this, but this will be a good refresher for me and for you. So inside DB stuff, I will create a folder called CRUD like this. Name it whatever you want. This is just a tutorial, so the names are not that good. So the names are not that good. So I will create a file called create.crud.javascript. I like to put the purpose of the file between 2 dots. I took this actually from Angular. I think it's really nice, and it's cool when you type create. You have so many files that are prefixed with the name create. You can say, no, I want the create that has to do something with the CRUD operations. I like it just for this reason, to be honest. And so let's start. I think we installed a library called short_id to generate random IDs. So I will require this here. So require short_id. Now I'll create a function, and I will store it inside a variable called create users and posts async. It's a asynchronous function. So async like this. So this will accept the DB instance we created here, this one. So we will somehow connect these together at some point. Now I will create I will destruct from DB collections. I will get the users. I will store them inside a variable called users, and destructuring, I can do the same exact thing I am doing here by putting curly brackets here and removing this. For this to return a valid object or a valid property or a valid value, a valid value, this collection object should have a user's property, which if you go to create or to user schema, this is our schema, and if I search over it, you can see that we are putting this schema here, and this is the name, as you can see, users we are using here. Okay, so this is the name that you will use here to get the collection. Now another thing, I will create a I will store the result of the query that I will do inside this variable called user document or user doc. So await users.insert. And here you can actually put many stuff. You can put an object, array, whatever you want. So I will put an object. I will have name. I will put my name, 𝗏𝗲𝗀𝗁, and sex, it's male. Password. I mean, this is just for a demo purpose, okay? Secret. You will hash your password and store salt somewhere and all of that stuff. Add. How to type this? Addresses. It's an, as you can remember from our user schema, it's an array with max items 5, and this is actually validation rules. So we need to have a country in each object, and in each object inside this array. Country. I actually live in a country called Jordan, and city. My city. I live in a city called Amman. Also, I think we have extra info. Move me out, please. We have actually also posts, which is also an array. We have ID, so this is why we got this short ID. So I will use them like this: short ID dot generate. So when we delete a post, we will get it by ID and then just delete it right away, which is very nice. I'll put the title is nice one, and we actually have a body as well. Cool one. And let me copy paste this and change this to 2. Change this to 2. And let's just export stuff. So Node.js uses the command module. I'm pretty sure you know this, but module.exports, and let's give it an object. Users, or this function, or this key will be equal to this function. You can actually create a shortcut since they are both have the same token. So you can just do this, and this will work. So I will go to the CRUD. I will create a file. This is something silly I like to do, which I create inside each directory a file. I'm pretty sure I said this, but I will just say it again, called index, that exports everything from this directory. So module. So when you import anything from any file, no matter how nested it is in this directory, you will just put import or require path to the CRUD folder and just get everything from there. You will see it in a moment. So module.exports. Where is exports? Would be equal. I will destruct the object that we get from the require from the CRUD create, and this will destruct this object here. So we will have this here. Okay. Now, if we go to our main.js, from our DB stuff, we should at the end import the create, but we can't actually see it because there is no autocomplete for it, because we exported it from here, but we need also to import it inside this index.js and import it from here. So what I will do, I will destruct require CRUD, and that's it. I will get everything from there. I like to do this. I mean, you are free to just put the complete path. Now I can get the create function. Yeah, I like to do this. So from the DB, let's get the collection. So const, like that, we get it there. Just just using the structuring. So this would be db.collections. We actually did the same thing here, as you can see. This will give us, it's of type RxDB if you're using TypeScript. Anyway, so what I will do, users dot insert, and as you can see, everything that, I mean, there is a convention in JavaScript when you are using RxDB libraries, every observable that you can subscribe to it, usually people ends it with this $sign. So there's actually a lot of events we can subscribe to, and one of them is called insert. So we have the insert function, we used it there. We have the insert observable that emits events, or emits that there is something happened to this collection, which of type insert. So on each insert we can subscribe, and this callback function will be executed on each insert. on this user's collection. I mean, if you think about it, this is really awesome. We can capture all the stuff that happens in the user's collection only in one place. I mean, yeah, this is just maybe 2 lines, and we capture everything as far as it's for the inserts. So this will be, I will call it change, maybe insert, I will give it change event. So yeah, another thing, I mean, insert exists, but if you think about it, we have a lot of things as well. So update, as you can see, delete, I think, no, maybe remove. Yeah, we have remove as well. So there's a lot of stuff you can find. So let's continue. From this change event object, I will destruct a couple of things. The operation that happened, the document ID, the collection name. I mean, maybe the operation, this tells you what happened. We know here that's actually an insert, but I think there is a generic subscribe or generic observable that gives you everything that happened. I think this one, this just a $sign, this will give you everything that happened on this collection. So insert, update, everything. So from this one, getting the operation would be a good idea, just to understand what happened. Or I will just get it to show you where we can know the type of the event that happened. So let's now just console log. I will put some stuff here, just so operation, or I'll put the backstack character, this one. So operation, I'll put them like this. I'll put the operation. The color of this would be blue. Blue. And another one is like this. Document ID. This would be this one, of course, obviously, and this would be this color. Dot. And the last thing is the collection name. So collection name, because if you this is actually a good idea, a good thing to talk about as well. So I will put this gray for now. But why we can get the collection name? Because you can actually subscribe on the whole DB itself, like this, then subscribe to everything that happened. Maybe you can actually on the insert, no, but yeah, we can subscribe to everything that happened to it and capture all these events, which I think is very nice. So yeah, I will get actually also the collection name and just display it. So what we can do, after connecting with the database, I will use the setTimeout function, pass to it this function, empty one, and then 5 seconds. So after 5 seconds, what I want to do is just to call this create users and posts, and that's it. And pass to it what? The DB, right? So hopefully I typed everything correctly and did not waste my time and your time. So node main, and this is actually outputting the database and the collection. We have the users. Let's wait 5 seconds. We should see that we have an operation. It's an insert operation. This comes from this one here. So operation is insert. Color is blue. Not sure why this is not colored. Maybe I have something. Yeah, I mean, anyway, so document, the document ID is rewards. If you think about it, why this has happened, let's go, or why the ID is rewards. If you go to our user schema, the primary is the name, and we actually inside our create function, we have the name as rewards. So this is like the ID. You can just use the short ID as well for this, but I just use the name. And we have the collection name, it's users. So this actually happened in real time. So let's just stop this and let's convert this so to set interval and each 2 seconds. And but remember that this is a primary, so this will throw an error. So I will just put like this, date dot now. to get the current timestamp. This will make it unique each time we call it. So let's now reset this and call it again. We should see an insert event happened each 2 seconds. So we have this one, and imagine this is a client that getting all these stuff that got inserted. I'm thinking about a good example. Imagine you are looking on a project on freelancer.com, and people are just keep bidding their prices. This is a good way to deliver to the client a real-time events of all the prices that all the developers have been bidding on the client. So yeah, we are getting actually just again to confirm, we are getting actually all the things that happened in the database in real time, which I think very interesting. So thank you for watching. I hope this was useful. Let me just stop the video now, and bye.